let's bring Brandon Johnson back to the front of the congregation. I've been giving him a reprieve for a little bit, a long time, not a long time, just a short amount of time, actually. I've been giving him a reprieve for a little bit now. And I said, you know what? I'm going to let Brandon Johnson breathe. They say that he a godly man. They say that he's a godly man. And so I wanted to give him a little bit of a reprieve. I didn't want to keep bringing him to the front of the congregation every day. But before we even get to that part, let me give you a little bit of news. What's going on in Chicago? Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Let's get to the bag.
City council members are asking for voters to have a say in the migrant situation.
After a record surge at the U.S.-Mexico border this month, thousands of migrants are arriving to sanctuary cities across the country.
That's right. From New York City to right here in Chicago, the buses are arriving now pretty much daily from the southwest border.
Caroline Elliott live from El Paso, Texas, where many of these migrants are crossing the border. Caroline.
Now, you got to remember, and I want to make sure that I have this conversation with you guys in truth. This is a video from Fox 32 News over in Chicago, and they are giving you an update on what's going on, and it dropped this morning. So this is recent news. This is not yesterday's news. This is not the day before yesterday's news. This is not last week's news. This is not any of that. This is hard work and insight and information based off of these good people over there at Fox 32 News, helping you to understand what the latest updates is going on in Chicago.
Yeah, well done, Scott. El Paso city officials tell us that this is one of the busiest areas on the southern border, but most of these migrants aren't staying here for long. They're going to cities like New York City and Chicago. We're told so far this year, more than 120,000 migrants have arrived to New York City through the state's busing program. And El Paso city officials tell us they don't expect these.
Hey, that looked like a tour. That literally looked like a tour. It looks like people are getting on tour buses in order to see what the city is coming. They got the good buses. These is like the tour buses from the rappers. They are coming over here in droves still. Now, just because they said that they was going to work on the border does not mean that they're not going to continue to have them coming over the border and then being bussed in. And as of today, they are bussing in migrants by the busload, and specifically Chicago. We're not going to remove Denver from the congregation. I'm going to come back to you, Atlanta. Certainly, New York is thinking about pivoting because Eric Adams, I believe, wants to get into it, stay in office for another term. I'm not sure why he's so desperate to do so, so he threw Biden under the bus as a result of it. But over in Chicago, over 120,000, those are just the ones that they can count, migrants are hanging out over on the O Block.
Arrivals to slow down anytime soon based on the number of migrants still crossing the border at record levels. According to Customs and Border Protection, nearly 25,000 migrants were released from processing centers here in the last 3 weeks. And El Paso city officials tell us 10 to 12 buses are leaving the city on a daily basis. The city's chief emergency management coordinator tells us even though shelters have been overwhelmed in El Paso, the increase in busing has certainly helped.
It creates a backlog within the shelter system, and our system is designed on that movement. And if we don't see movement within 5 to 7 days, then we have to create an outlet. And the charters have been a big part of that to help decompress the region. And we've been sending charters to New York, Chicago, and Denver.
So they've created an entire system, a loop, by which they've funded, housed, provided healthcare coverage, taking them and sending them back and forth to school, building immediate housing for them, temporary housing for them. And if they can't find housing for them immediately, they say, listen, you can stay in the Chicago airport, you can stay at the police stations. And they're continuing to build this entire system with infrastructure and billions of dollars as a result of it. Even though they're over budget in Chicago and money, hundreds of millions of dollars cannot be accounted for, they are making sure that they're creating an environment that is conducive for what it is that they want to displace you with.
Inside downtown shelters, we talked with several migrants who recently crossed the U.S.-Mexico border, and now they're waiting in shelters in El Paso, planning to bus to Chicago soon.
All he wants to do is he's here with his family. They made it all the way over here. He doesn't want anything from the country. All he wants is just, giving a message to everybody else who is out, who's coming. Follow the rules, do what you have to do.
And so he don't want nothing from the country. They just want to come over here, work, get this money, build their families up, have a better opportunity in order to continue to have and achieve the American dream. Cool. Well, if that be the case, then why did this video get released today also?
Now to the latest in Chicago's migrant crisis. During a gathering this afternoon, protesters demanded more humane treatment for those who are seeking a better life here. NBC5's Chela Wojciechowski was there for their urgent call to leaders.
I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win.
This is literally a protest, an immigrant rights protest. You are watching this in real time. An immigrant rights protest. And they're saying, I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. Invest. Look at the signs. Invest in all of us. Invest in all of us. Text this number.
Immigrant rights groups coming together this afternoon on Daley Plaza, demanding that more be done to support migrants arriving in Chicago.
They're looking for safe, dignified housing. They're looking to work and to put food on the table. They're looking to provide an education for their children and medical care for their new babies.
But the Illinois court...
Let me rewind that. I want you to understand what exactly they're looking for. Listen, this is not limited to, this is just a basis for what they're looking for. All right? They believe that they will win, and they have to get rights too.
In Chicago.
They're looking for safe, dignified housing.
They deserve and is looking for safe, dignified housing. So you living in van life and going to wash up at the gym in Walmart, it's a no-go for you.
They're looking to work and to put food on the table.
They want jobs and opportunity to replace you and making sure that they can build this country back up and the infrastructure. We need more workers. The boomers are starting to retire. We need more workers.
They're looking to provide an education for their children and
medical care, education. We want it all. Remember when I did the live stream yesterday and I broke down to you how much was going towards nutrition assistance and all of this other type of stuff? We believe we will win, and you are winning. And that's the beautiful part about it, is that anybody can be anything they want to be in this country of the United States of America. Listen, these people right here that you guys got so much to say about, huh? You want to discriminate against these migrants that's coming over here? Well, guess what? They believe that they will win. And one day, your children will work for their children. You know why? Because the majority of the wealth that is generated in this country comes from outside of the people that are inherently born in this country. Don't worry about it. I'm going to do a whole live stream on it, and I'm going to break down the loop that allows for you to then work for them as a result of it in a future show. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday, because I like to do it on Friday in order for y'all to be able to call in and debate me and tell me how I'm wrong about it. They believe that they will win. And 1 or 2 generations from now, they will be sitting here on YouTube, probably hosting the Millionaire Morning Show, and making sure that your children get them their coffee. And they will win. And they are winning. And it ain't nothing you can do about it, because you the one that opened up your house, which is the United States of America, to allow for it to happen. Don't complain about it. You voted for it.
Care for their new babies.
But the Illinois Coalition for Immigrant and Refugee Rights says that will cost money that so far has yet to materialize.
The federal government needs to step up. Joe Biden needs to step up, and the Congress needs to step up.
Without the proper investment in these services, there's only so much that we would be able to do, and there's only so much that we can do.
With 5 buses yesterday, another 5 buses estimated to arrive today, the total number to Chicago is now expected to top 400. That means 18,000 new arrivals in the city of Chicago. And that is causing tension in neighborhoods like Galewood, where late last night, the Brandon Johnson administration paused plans to turn Amundsen Park into a migrant shelter.
And I'm here this morning to say thank you to the community. Thank you for your voices. Thank you for your cry to the mayor. You're imploring the mayor to change his mind.
The
mayor ain't doing nothing for y'all? Wait. You thought that just because you got somebody in office that looked like you, that had the same haircut as you, this guy right down here, you thought that he was going to work on y'all behalf? Y'all thought that he had y'all back? Y'all thought that there wasn't an ulterior motive and agenda that was there? Did y'all think that the migrant crisis started when he just got in office, or it was already in flight and that he just had to go ahead and adopt the policies or whatever it is that's happening around him in order to continue to do whatever it is that's being instructed of him? Do y'all think that this man is actually going to change his mind?
The office is also looking for alternatives to the proposed migrant tent city plan that it floated.
We're looking for, sustainable shelters that are primarily brick and mortar to do those, to provide those the proper shelter.
And then look at the people. Let me show you what the people are doing. This is the nature of the people. This is what they're standing up for.
I'm upset. I'm simply because we have not been told anything.
We have enough problems, and that's clear by the condition of the roads in this city.
An explosive board meeting in Joliet. It was standing room only. Residents there say they were blindsided to learn that migrant shelters could soon be popping up in their city.
Now, many of those community members are calling on the township to reject the $8.6 million awarded by the governor.
Casey Cronin.
Bag for bag. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm going to do a whole show. Don't worry, I'm going to read your super chat shortly.
Is in Joliet with the fireworks.
Public comment went on for hours, and the overwhelming majority of residents who spoke are against the plan. One even calling it, and I quote, disgraceful.
If people are disruptive in the meeting, then they will be asked to leave the meeting.
No, we're not going to do as you say, okay? For one, I think maybe I'll try to get your job.
Let me tell you something, man in army fatigue with matte hair. I just woke up off the pillow hair, and then I came over into this meeting. Let me tell you something, sir. I want to give you a reality check. You know what the reality check is? Is that nobody cares about what you think Mr. Army Fatigue Pajama said. Nobody cares about what you... You didn't care until it started affecting and coming into your community and starting affecting what you got going on. Nobody cared. Nobody was tripping about it. Nobody was making a big deal about it. Oh, I don't really care about the migrant crisis. You know, it was a migrant crisis that was happening. Literally, that was taking place way before they started busing them up to Chicago. And nobody tripped. Nobody said build the borders, build the walls. Y'all was against it. Y'all voted against it. Y'all advocated against it. Y'all championed the whole cause of not building the border and keeping our borders open and all of that. You fought it. You fought it. You advocated for this, and nobody cared until it was down on your doorstep. And now they starting to build shelter in your communities, and your kids is going to be in classrooms with 60 different children, and you feeling some type of way now. Now you feeling some type of way. Chicago has been blue since I can remember. I don't even remember Chicago ever voting any differently than what it is that they're doing now. Now you feeling some type of way. Now you feel like you hurting. And I told you, I warned you. It don't matter if you black, it don't matter if you white, it don't matter if you Mexican, it don't matter if you Latino, it don't matter what you are. You will get this smoke. You will get this smoke. It is a class war. It is not, and your money is the money that's going to be used in order to fund it. You better pay your taxes or you're going to be homeless. You better pay your property taxes as raising. You better pay your taxes. You better pay your federal, right? You know you can't file for bankruptcy and get that federal removed. Not that tax burden that IRS is coming for you. They added more agents, 80,000 agents too. They want all your money. They want to make sure you pay your fair share, Duck Dynasty. Hey, Duck Dynasty, pay your motherfucking fair share and get this work. That's what I'm telling you.
Get your job.
A fiery meeting in Joliet.
We don't want this.
Put the township board in the hot seat.
This is our township, and we wish to be included.
Hey, Obama jeans, let me tell you something. Nobody cares about what you think, Obama jeans. Obama jeans and flannel shirt. If you see a man that's tucking in his shirt inside of his jeans, that man is not to be played with. That man been through some stuff in his life, and he's made an adjustment, and he's looking to have a good life. He's looking to have a good life, and he's not to be played with. He's not to be played with, and you better not step on his lawn. You see a man that's wearing Obama jeans with no belt, tucked in shirt, and that is complaining at the board, oh, you better believe he is the head of the HOA association, and he is not to be played with, and you will not double park, and you will not step on his lawn.
And give our consent.
Under a proposal submitted to the state by Supervisor Angel Contreras,
We are here to listen to your concerns.
Joliet Township would create 3 migrant centers and 1 clinic. One of those sites would be the Peter Claver Center.
I think we were misled.
Another, the Hartman Rec Center. But now the Joliet Park District is rescinding its lease offer, claiming it had no idea the township wanted to use it as a site for migrants. Some say this.
That's what I'm about to start doing. I'm about to start tucking mines in. Wearing that collar shirt, get my New Balance 407s or my Asics, no belt, tuck your shirt in your jeans, and throw a hat on. I bet you they start respecting me then. I bet you start taking advice then. I bet you start paying attention to what I say then once I tuck my shirt and my jeans. Yeah, you gonna focus.
This is a humanitarian crisis, and communities should be doing what they can to help.
People are coming here for safety and a better way of life.
But others say Joliet does not have the capacity to support.
Uh-oh. Shout out to baby girl in that Christian Louboutin. Got all of the logos over her whole outfit. Hat, hair did, nails did, everything did. When you see a woman that got on that Temu, I don't know if it's Temu or not. I ain't never bought no Christian Lube shirts or shoes. Only thing I've ever bought it for is my chick. When you see a chick that come over with all of the logos and she's standing right next to the person that y'all used to call the oppressor, Dr. Umar Johnson wouldn't be happy about this. No way in the world you're going to tell me that Dr. Umar Johnson is going for this shit right here. He said not to join hands with the oppressor. And we got a woman that's probably a strong supporter of Dr. Umar Johnson. Hit the Cash App. And she's joining hands and holding side by. You know it's mean business. When y'all divest from what Umar Johnson is saying in order to hold hands with who you thought was the oppressor, shit. Yeah, y'all passionate about what's going on in y'all neighborhoods and community.
Have the capacity to support 1,900 asylum seekers.
We are unprepared of something that we didn't know about.
It's all about
resources and about tax dollars.
Likewise, Mayor Terry Darcy wants the grant application withdrawn.
It's just not tenable. We cannot do what the grant says. And I found out in the news like everyone else did. I had no knowledge this grant was being applied for.
Let me tell you something. Residents, everybody that's in the suburbs of Chicago, you going down. You going down. Down, down, down. Red team going down. Resident, look at me. Everybody that's watching this over in Illinois, all of the residents that surround Chicago, everybody that's in Chicago, let me help you to understand something. This man right here, this guy right here, you going down, guys. They're going to run your city into the ground, guys. And nobody is going to come to save you. And I believe that's the way that it should be. You should be forced to eat your words and be subjected to whatever it is that you voted for. You wanted this, You asked for it. You voted for it. I did a whole live stream and I educated y'all. And I said, listen, these are the candidates that's running for office. You do not want Mayor Brandon Johnson, who's now mayor. You do not want these people representing you as far as how it is that they're petitioning and how they're going to be running the city. I said, listen, the local election is more meaningful to you personally than anything that's happening on a national scale. The local election, go vote. Don't vote for this guy. I don't have no control over it because I'm not over in Chicago. And y'all said, nope. I'm not listening to you, Anton. You not for the black community. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Well, then eat that shit then. Deal with it. No, you wanted this. I think that Mayor Brandon Johnson is doing an excellent job making y'all eat y'all words. Shout out to Mayor Brandon Johnson. I would love to send Mayor Brandon Johnson a bouquet of flowers to thank him and his family for doing the thing that is right for the community members in Chicago. I would like to thank them. Shout out to Mayor Brandon Johnson. You are awesome. Keep on taking in all of the migrants. Keep on keeping on. We love you, Mayor Brandon Johnson, over here at the Millionaire Morning Show.